Hey everybody, it's your old pal Bat Dave. We are back again in historic Elizabeth, New Jersey with an update of sorts of a recent episode we did at Magic Fountain. And we're here. Dave Strochak, you tell us all about it.
Sure, Dave. We're here with Barbara Field. She's the owner of Magic Fountain. We're here with Eugene Sullivan, who was a teenager at the time of the fateful crash on January 22nd, 1952. And of course, we're honored to be here with Judy Mandel, author of The Replacement Child, the story about that crash and the aftermath and how her family was affected by it in her life. Judy, tell us a little bit about the book and how it feels to be back in Elizabeth.
Well, it's, as I was saying before, it's kind of surreal to be back at the actual site of the plane crash. That it really changed the lives of my whole family. Even though I wasn't born yet when the plane crash happened, it still reverberated through the whole family for forever. So I'm very honored to be back, and Barbara invited me, and I hadn't met Eugene before, and it's wonderful to meet a survivor of that plane crash.
And I'd like to say, Eugene, you were 15 years old when you survived that crash.
15, that's right.
And you were right over here?
I went to St. Mary's at that time. I was a freshman. 2 buildings down the road here was a store, 3-story building. On the bottom floor was a soda fountain shop store. We used to go in every day after school. I happened to be in there that day, cold rainy day in January. And a plane crashed into the building. There was 8 of us in there from St. Mary's, 8 guys from St. Mary's, 2 girls from Baton, and the owner's wife, Peg Collins, and her niece was behind the soda fountain. I don't know how we got out of there, but I say God got us out because I should not be here talking to you. And upstairs was two apartments, and Judy Mandel's mother and 2 sisters and her grandmother were in that apartment when the plane crashed. Unfortunately, one of her sisters passed away. Her mother and her younger daughter and her grandmother, they came out of the building, and I seen Judy's mother holding her sister. There was maybe 2 or 3 at the time that were both badly burned, and the grandmother. We got out of the store, we ran across the street up on that grassy knoll. I don't know how we got out, because when the plane crashed, there was no motors, no sound. The back of the building was destroyed and the front stayed, and that's where we were. Wow. So I thank you, Lord, for that one.
And that was the second of 3 plane crashes that year. Every month, right? Had one?
December, January, and February. Judy, anything you'd like to add to that amazing story? He saw...
No, it's amazing that you survived that, and that I'm glad everybody in that store survived that day. And I'm glad your mother forgave you for not bringing your jacket home that day.
But it also, I met Judy on Facebook, and through that meeting, we had about a 3-hour telephone conversation a few months back, and I didn't realize until talking to her all the feelings that came out of me at that crash. And Judy, I know I was a big help to her, and there's so much that I identify with her, and I could realize now what she lived through growing up, how devastated her parents were. They lost a child and had another one severely burned like that.
And as a fireman, when we talked, you really did help me.
Well,
know that my mother made the right. She didn't actually make a choice. She wanted to go back in the building to save my sister Donna. But if she had done that, I wouldn't be here at all.
You saw her mother try to go back in the building to save her 7-year-old sister, but she was restrained by an onlooker.
When her mother came down with her daughter and her mother, there was so much chaotic yelling going around, and when I looked over, I seen him, and Judy's mother was so upset. I know the woman was trying to get back upstairs, and then I understand some man came and stopped her. By that time, we were over there, and there was fire engines was pulling up, and the planes here. And
did your mother think over the years that she could have saved your sister?
I'm sure that she always felt like she should have tried.
Yeah.
But then I think she realized it wouldn't have. The floor collapsed right as she was trying to
so she wouldn't have made it.
So she would not have made it in there. I'm sure she always felt the guilt of that.
And then being a fireman too, when Judy told me on a telephone conversation that a wooden beam had fell on her sister, and her mother couldn't get her out.
I always think of it
I
as,
said that your mother would have died if she would have tried to get her out.
Yeah.
And when it got out.
I do always think of it as kind of a Sophie's Choice thing, where she had her infant, child in flames, and her older daughter, trapped.
Yeah.
And actually, it was Donna who yelled, "Get the baby!"
Right.
Wow. So the 7-year-old.
And she did have to make a choice.
She did.
I mean, who do I go to? Do I go to my daughter, who she couldn't see her.
Yeah.
She didn't know that she was trapped.
Right.
She just heard her voice, and she told her to run. She thought she could run. So she listened to her daughter, and she went to the baby.
Yeah, and you were born 2 years later as the replacement child, which is documented in this wonderful book.
Thank you.
And Barbara, this was a billboard?
With Snuffy's restaurant that said, according to Eugene,
10,000?
Snuffy's restaurant 10,000 miles from Hong Kong.
From Hong Kong.
And it's hanging in Snuffy's apparently, and I'm planning on making the trip there. And Judy's book, I will keep copies at the Magic Fountain, so if anybody didn't make it today, I will be able to sell you the book. So come to the Magic Fountain for the replacement child if you're interested.
And I'll sign those for you.
Thank you to both of you for being here. From a horrific tragedy has grown a beautiful friendship, and we hope to see you soon. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for this.
Na 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 na. Bat Dave Strochak, the Bites guys. Na 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 na. Stay tuned.